Today we're making tomato and eggs. It is my most viral food video with over 100 million plus views on YouTube alone. Hello everybody, my name is Yiming. So tomato and eggs is, as the name sounds, it's two very simple ingredients. Tomato, it's got eggs, and it's got a bunch of flavor. When I released the video, what I found was pretty interesting is that almost everyone in the world had a version of it, from shakshuka to a British breakfast. It's everywhere. And this recipe is really special to me because growing up, my mom would always make this for me. Oh, I know. And it's something that I always crave when I feel a little bit homesick. It's also very common in many Chinese households, but my mom does it a little bit different. And I know we all say that, but she truly does. So step one is we're going to need to take these tomatoes. We're gonna make intersections with them. So step one is to peel the skin of the tomatoes. So once you have your Roma tomatoes cut into these lines for easy peeling, you're gonna wanna get a stainless steel bowl, and you're gonna wanna get a kettle of hot water, and you're gonna wanna soak the tomatoes in for a nice hot bath. So this is my most viral video that I've done, and maybe the reason why it was so viral is because whenever I make the street interview videos, I try to find the best possible ingredient, and I try my best to make the dish as best as I can, because one, you don't want to serve bad food to people, and two, it's my love language. And so my mom making this for me and me making this for someone else, where maybe I'm tapping into some, universal soul, and this might sound granola, but I think people can sometimes see when a dish is made with love and care. A trick to know if it's ready is that, like when you've been in the pool for too long and your hand starts to wrinkle up? That's the best metaphor that I could use for this situation. Okay, so this one, very easy, boom. Slides right off. Now that we have the tomatoes peeled, we're gonna chop it up into eighths and then prepare it for the tomato and eggs dish. Green onion, optional garnish, and garlic, not optional, but if you're allergic, optional. Anyways, so we're gonna rough chop the top part off, and we're just gonna use the end pieces. So we're gonna take these 4 cloves of garlic, and we're going to finely mince them. So now that we finished chopping up the garlic, what we're gonna do is we're going to whisk the eggs. We're gonna crack the eggs, we're gonna whisk them. You wanna whisk them really fine so that when we pour it in, there are no chunks of unwhisked egg whites or egg yolk. You could use a sieve, but I don't think that matters for this dish, so let's crack them. So I was watching Lessons in Chemistry. I actually read the book first, and in the book they talked about if you crack an egg like this, it actually reduces, when you crack an egg like this, it actually reduces the amount of shell that would go into the bowl. So recently, I've been doing it this way. So now that we've cracked the eggs into the bowl, we're gonna go into the wall of weapons of mass creation. That's what we're gonna go with. And we're gonna get this whisk. So right now I'm whisking the eggs. So to prepare it for the tomato and eggs, you want to give it a good whisk and incorporation so that you don't get white proteins in this space. So now that we have all the ingredients prepared, we're going to heat the pan on medium to medium-high heat. We're gonna take the oil, base it, slowly saute the garlic for literally 15 to 20 seconds because you don't wanna burn it. And then we're gonna toss in the tomatoes and we're gonna just let it reduce. And it's gonna take 15 to 20 minutes to reduce. I know, a lot of time, but you know what? Time is love, not money. Time is also money, but time is money and love. Money and love. All right. Okay, so in goes the olive oil. We're gonna use about half of this garlic. As it starts to lightly brown, we're gonna go in with all the tomato. And you just wanna like maneuver it around so the garlic doesn't burn. Once the tomato is in the pan, we're going to want to bring it to almost a simmer and let just the juices of the tomato disintegrate into a really rich broth. And so this will take 15 to 20 minutes. Do not rush this. If you turn on the heat too high, you'll burn the tomatoes. There is a very fine line. And so at this stage, now that there's a lot more of this liquid, what I like to do is I like to introduce the ketchup. Then we want to go in with about a teaspoon of mirin, which is sweet rice wine. We also want to go in with about half a tablespoon of brown sugar and give it a good mix. We're gonna go in with a little bit of a chicken bouillon, just, I don't know, 2 pinch, and a little bit of a half for good measure. And we want to do a little bit, a pinch of salt, not too much, because the chicken bouillon is a little bit salty. We're building the broth and the soup essentially for the tomato and eggs, because once you put the eggs inside the soup, it's a little bit too late to flavor it. So you want to really make sure that at this moment, this is what you want it to taste like. And what you're looking for in the taste right now, a balanced level of tomatoey, acidity, and sweetness. Now this step, very important. When I go in and drizzle the egg out, you don't want to aggressively disturb the egg. You want to just let it coat the surface of the broth so that it has time to cook. So you have this really nice ribbony cooking of the tomato and egg. And as it starts to cook, this is the opportunity to go in with a spoon and just lightly rock it up and lightly rock it across, and then lightly move it down and lightly move it over. And then just leave it. And so one question you might have is, well, when is the egg ready? When you know it's ready. Depends how you like your eggs cooked. So if you like it a little bit more runny, I feel like this is a good stop to pause it. But I like mine soft, scrambled, and so I feel like what we can do now is we can turn off the fire because the residual heat will cook the rest of the eggs. The moment you have all been waiting for. It's time to taste what we have made together. Let's do it. Here we go. Damn, that's good. This really tastes so homey to me. It's just really good. It's super simple, and not to make, but like the flavor is very simple, and it's so warming and it's so comforting, and I don't know how else to describe it other than that. And like, I think that if you have it's a dish that's on the sweeter side, so if that's something that you like, this might be for you. It's a little bit sweet, it's a little bit acidity, and it's also just like very homey. And I think that encapsulates this version of tomato and eggs. If you guys want to see more of me cooking and more of me just bantering, leave a comment. Let me know how you like it. Should there be things I should do more of, do less of? Like and subscribe.